So this is case number 210-582-6601, People of the State of Michigan versus Ivy James Christian Counsel.
Your Honor, Philip Reagan on behalf of Mr. Christian. May it please this honorable court, we waive the formal reading, stand mute. Mr. Christian has been advised of his rights, Your Honor.
Thank you, counsel. The court notes formal reading has been waived. Enters a not guilty plea on your client's behalf. I'll hear your argument as to bond. What happened? He just disappeared. Stand by, Mr. Christian. Please don't say anything. All right. I don't know what happened there, Attorney Reagan, but I'm listening for bond argument.
Judge, I apologize, Your Honor. Something crazy on my Polycom. Your Honor, Mr. Christian has another case pending. Mr. Cripps represents him on that case. He has been in the Wayne County Jail about 10 months, Your Honor, awaiting his examination. He has an exam on the other case coming up on June 24th, 2021. He had a forensics, it's my understanding, and was deemed to be competent to stand trial. Your Honor, that bond on that matter, I believe, is $200,000 cash. Mr. Cripps did request a emergency bond motion. I don't see the results of that as of yet. I'm asking the court to set a personal bond on this case, Judge. He's not going anywhere. He's in the Wayne County Jail. Obviously, it's a serious allegation. I don't want to belittle the allegation, but again, Mr. Christian's not going anywhere. He's going to be there on another matter, and so I'm requesting a personal bond, as I would for all my clients, Your Honor, and no contact, obviously, with Deputy McKee, who was the complainant in this matter. My client is currently on different medications, Judge. He takes Rimrod, Metafide. He's got diabetic medication that he does take. He's 36 years of age, lifetime resident of Detroit. And again, Judge, this matter occurred back allegedly in October, I believe, of 2020. The warrant didn't get signed until May 26th, I believe, of 2021. But again, I would ask the court to consider personal bond.
Thank you. Stand by, please. Can you tell me the charge in the other case that has the bond?
Judge, it's armed robbery. The other case, the charge is one count armed robbery, count 2 felony firearm, and those are the two charges, Judge.
Okay, thank you. My main concern in this case is this actually involves two deputies who were physically assaulted and battered, allegedly. Both, according to the investigator's report, having to be treated at Henry Ford Hospital for multiple injuries. Both, of course, serving as witnesses for themselves and for one another because they were trying to help each other as this attack was ongoing. Of more concern is that a threat to do greater harm was allegedly made, as in, you let me out of the jail or this is going to get worse for both of you. I'm seeing, based on reports, this is one deputy suffered acute traumatic injury of the cervical spine, acute midline thoracic back pain, traumatic injury. Another deputy suffered a closed fracture of the glenoid cavity and neck of the left scapula. So this was a pretty significant physical altercation, according to the investigator's report. I do not think
have absolutely no question. I don't have no question. What I would say, though, I do note that there was some psychiatric issues. There's some medications that are being taken. And so, I think that may come into play. I never, ever want to condemn any type of assault or physical violence. And I'm not saying there was. These are still allegations, obviously. But there are some different psychological things that come to play. And I just want to point that out to the court too. But I understand.
Yeah, and I hear you about competency, and I know how low that bar is for a person to be determined competent in our system. It's really kind of a travesty, quite frankly. that it happens that way, and that again does not go to criminal responsibility, which is an entirely separate question that I'm sure Mr. Cripsel will have him going down the road to assess in the case that he's dealing with, and hopefully somebody's going to deal with it here. Nevertheless, I don't have the ability and resources to place Mr. Christian in a mental health institution or anything like that to protect the community. And I do see a danger to the community here. You know, quite frankly, the danger is to the jail staff, according to the allegations here, but there definitely is a danger, and I have to address that because I am, familiar with competency issues, criminal responsibility issues. I'm going to set the bond lower than I normally would at $20,000 cash, and not as high as it is in the other case, because, I think there is still a chance that something more is going to come out here with respect to criminal responsibility. And so I'm considering that in setting the bond. But to address danger to the community, I've got to do a cash bond in this case in the amount of $20,000. Okay. Next court date is going to be on June the 22nd. June 22nd, that's the probable cause hearing. And then there's a preliminary examination set for June 29th. Both of those are going to take place in front of Judge King.
Well, Judge, I would note he's in front of Judge Jones on the other case on June 24th for an exam. And I would just note that for the record.
Okay, June 24th for the exam on that one. All right. Well, certainly, do we want to try to consolidate these?
I can call and ask.
Okay, stand by. We'll call and see if we can consolidate. I may not be able to get an answer on that. If I can't, then he can certainly take it up with Judge King on June 22nd.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Number 14. He has an exam scheduled for June 24th in front of Judge Jones. It takes two hours today, which is in front of Judge King. What do y'all want to do? You want to switch it to Jones? Yeah. Okay, thanks. Okay. Okay, we'll switch it to Jones and schedule it for June 24th.
In front of Judge Jones?
Jones, that's the, yeah, because it's in front of King now, right?
Correct.
Yeah, we'll put it in Jones.
Okay, all right, so we will change that court date to June 24th in front of Judge Jones. And then perhaps she'll be more familiar with that competency issue as well at that time. June 24th in front of Judge Jones, $20,000 cash bond.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, thank you. All right, have a